Hey guys, Christmas came early this year, and Spotify released their 2019 Spotify Wrapped playlist 2 days ahead of when they were expected to. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to access, share, and save your Spotify Wrapped playlist. And if you don't know what Spotify Wrapped is, it is a summary of the songs, artists, and genres that you listened to over the past year. And Spotify also showed you how many minutes of music you listened to over the past year. So for me, that was 31,805 minutes. And if you've been a member of Spotify for more than 1 year, since 2020 is around the corner, Spotify also summed up the past decade of music listening. So you would be able to find out your top artist of the decade, which is really cool. So let's get to it. In order to access Spotify Wrapped 2019, you have to first make sure that you updated your Spotify app. Now for iPhone, that would be on the App Store, and for Android, I'm assuming that's the same case. Some people have auto update turned on, so if you do, then you don't really have to worry about it, but the bottom line is make sure that you updated your Spotify app to the newest version. Now, the next step, it varies because there are two ways to access it on your mobile device. The first way is to open Spotify, and then you would go to search. So there's home, search, and then your library at the bottom. You would go to search, and then Wrapped 2019 would be in the second set of sections. So then you would click on that, and then you can click your 2019 Wrapped, which is in the form of a story, almost like Instagram or Snapchat story. So that is pretty cool because then it shows you, for me, it shows that my sound changed with the seasons. And then it shows you your top artists. It shows you interesting facts about your music consumption. So for me, that is, when it comes to my music, borders disappear, which is very true. I like to listen to music from different countries. So this year it was 39 countries. And it shows the genres you listen to. So for me, I was genre fluid. Oh shoot. Blah, 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 blah. You refuse to let one sound define you. So I listen to pop, indie pop, pop rap, modern rock, and indie R&B. I'm a huge fan of experimental indie music, but also every genre, minus death metal. I'm not on that yet. I mean, there might be one song, but who knows. And then here are my top songs. In the middle of that story, they show you your top songs playlist. So then you can click add to library in that playlist. And then they say, and since we've been together since 2011, why stop there? The 2010s wouldn't have been the same without you. And then it shows you all of your year's consumption. You can share or save this story in multiple ways. One of which would be to click at the bottom of the screen. So on certain little subsections of the story, you can click share this story. And then it makes it into a graphic. So you can put that on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. But what if you wanted to save it yourself? So this you could screenshot. So I would screenshot that graphic from clicking share so that it's already summed up. Or you can screen record it, which is how I'm showing it to you right now. So to screen record it, you would pull down, well, actually it varies by device. So you could screen record it and get the video with the music and then save it, post it to your stories. I think that's just another cool feature of Spotify. And then to save your playlist, this is important. You have to make sure you click add to library because it goes away. So your top songs 2019, you have to make sure you click following. Because otherwise, in years past, if you didn't follow it, it will go away. So then if you scroll down further, it shows you the top music of 2019 for everyone on Spotify. Top artists, top tracks, top groups, top female artists, top male artists, and then further down the music of the decade, which is interesting. And to save each of those playlists, you would click on the playlist and then click follow so that they don't go away. The second way to access Spotify Wrapped on a mobile device is to be on the lookout for an email from Spotify. And then when you click on the email, it shows you a fun fact that you actually can't see within the app. So it showed me that I played 6,210 different songs on Spotify. And then I would click that link and then log in on the page, and it will show me the same thing pretty much as within the app, but on Safari. And if you're someone who listens to Spotify at work on your computer, you might be wondering how to access Spotify Wrapped on a computer. And for that, you would head to spotifywrapped.com, and then it'll prompt you to log in. You'll log in and you'll see the desktop version, and then you can listen to your top songs playlist at work on your computer. Spotify has so many hidden features, tricks, and potential. If you haven't already seen my video explaining some of my favorite Spotify tricks, you can click that right here. I showed you 8 of my favorite Spotify tricks that help enhance your listening experience. So yeah, I feel like music is made to be social, so Spotify really does that well. And when it comes to my highlights of my Spotify Wrapped, some of my favorites were that I listened to Tame Impala for 18 hours. He was an artist that I kind of recently got into, so this year was big for, I guess, my discovery with him, but he was not my number one artist. Some of my favorite songs from my top songs were Basic Regurgitated by Declan McKenna. He is a British artist who's kind of very indie pop, and he called it regurgitated, but it's almost like revisited. So one of his first songs was called Basic, and then he reproduced it. When I think of that song, the first version of that song needed to be refined. So when he finally revisited it, he maxed out its potential, and it sounds so much better. I've really been into Haim recently, and always. I love them. So they're a band of 3 sisters, and they grew up in California, in the Valley, and classic rock influences. They've been under the wing of Stevie Nicks, and the way that they write their songs, the mastering of their songs, and the production are all really well done. Billie Eilish is big for me. Wallows is really good. Those are some of the highlights of my Spotify Wrapped. So thank you, Spotify, for an early Christmas present. I really appreciate my Spotify Wrapped every year, so I hope you are able to appreciate it too. And if you use another streaming platform like Apple Music, they've also started to do their own, like Apple Music Wrapped, so you can also access that. But I've always been a fan of Spotify. Even though I am a huge fan of Apple, I still think that Spotify has the upper edge, so I will continue to use it. So that's it for today's video. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. And then if you want to see more from me, click the subscribe button. I post a new video every Thursday, and I will see you guys next week.